guys, we are here. A place I haven't fished in like a year. Ironically, it's on the Delta. I think there's a lot of misconception when, I mean, if you're not from California, you wouldn't know. And I mean, I didn't know before I came here. I moved out here about 3 years ago, but the California Delta is an expansive river system. Connects to the ocean, so it's a tidal fishery. Going into the Central Valley is ultimately connecting to a lot of the lakes. So that's why, you know, we're at the California Delta, but you can literally fish your entire life on the Delta and not fish certain areas. Of course, my history is pretty short here on the Delta, but I do have a few places in my back pocket. This is one of them that I've always really had pretty good luck at. I just, you know, haven't fished it in a while, so that's why we are here. Try our luck. I am going to unload, get rigged up. Beautiful looking morning, and we'll see what happens today. Stay tuned. Alright guys, here we go. I don't really see how we could start any morning this summer without throwing the popper, you know? Like, it's just been catching fish. I'll get us started. Did not take long at all. Little fella. Gosh, popper. I'm telling you what, guys. This is in contention for bait of the year for me. Just like as far as confidence goes, how fun it is to catch them on it. Big fish too. I've caught some key tournament fish on this popper. Like, this is potentially the bait of the year for me. The Berkeley Bullet Pop. That color has just been killer for me too out on the Delta. Oh my golly. Holy smoky. That's a scupper hole release all day. Oh wow, that one smoked it. Man, you see the way that thing hit? Tarpon, right? I'm telling you, this bait just draws them out, you know? It's actually got a little weight to it. Meaty little dude. It's got a thick back. I'm telling you, this popper is just magic. You can see that one clearly wanted it. There's really no other bait right now I'd want to fish. I haven't really experimented with it, but I feel like even like a buzzbait or a chopo or a whopper blopper, I'd be missing a lot of these fish. It's like poppers are just so finesse topwater. I'm not sure if these fish see a ton of poppers too, you know? Like, I don't know. Maybe some of these fish just get conditioned to a lot of buzzbaits, a lot of ploppers, and they kind of don't see the poppers much. I don't know. This is the Senko of the topwater. Let's keep it rolling, keep it rolling. I saw something bust out there. Probably get some accidental striper today too. Oh yeah, something's blowing up out there. It's probably striper. Dude. Yeah, look at all these striper blowing up here. Oops. I can't believe we haven't gotten smashed yet. Let's see if we can get the old shipwreck bass. I'm so nervous I'm gonna hook one of these little birds. See, like that fish right there. Why won't you hit the topwater? Even if it is a little striper. It's strange, you know? Super strange. I haven't been here in a while, so everything looks so good, you know? This looks, I mean, come on, what is that? You know what they could be? Maybe they're big shad. But even if they're big shad, you'd imagine there's some striper, some bass near them, right? If you guys have any idea, let me know in the comments. I'm curious. I thought striper, but I don't think they're striper. Either way, we're about to get crushed on the popper. That's a better one. That's a better one. That's no dink. That's no scupper. It's probably gonna be a similar situation to whatchamacallit. Gotta weed through the dinks, but hey, I don't really care, you know? I gotta weed through the dinks on the Delta, I will. Just keep catching topwater fish every so often, it's a chunk. Can't really beat that, right? That one didn't hit it so aggressive, but it's not a micro, at least. Could be another one of those days though that the wind is gonna kick up to the point where that's gonna dictate when we get off the water is the wind. Luckily we can fish around the launch. There are some protected areas. It's 6:30 maybe, and you can already see the wind is gonna pick up today. Probably by 10 or so it's gonna be tough to fish out here in the open. Don't you wish like fishing days it could just be like 6:30 for like 4 hours? You know what I mean? Just to get fancy and see if we can get a bigger bite. Let's toss the chatter in some of these high percentage areas. See if maybe it gets a bigger bite. I don't know. It's never really the fact that baits catch smaller fish. It's just certain baits, the small ones get too faster than the big ones. So I don't know, maybe the chatterbait will do something a little different for us. Yeah, I've caught a lot of small ones on it too though, so. Alright, they're not biting the chatterbait. See if we can get up in some of that, up in those toolies. Get up in there. Should do the trick. Can't tell. Oh, not bad. The bigger fish seem to like just be nipping at it. Alrighty, another popper fish. Okay, yeah, I've tried some other stuff, but popper is still working. That's a good one. It's a nice fish. It's a nice one. It's a real nice one, actually. Oh, come on, dude. Why you gotta do that to me? He's barely hooked. Oh, man, that's a lot of weight with some salad. There's a chunker. Solid fish right there. It's funny how the big ones are like just nipping at it, and the little ones just crush the popper. Solid fish. Thank you, sir. Goodness gracious. There's a couple decent fish back there. Not a giant, but solid fish. That was the accidental pause fish. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I have definitely noticed it, and you probably haven't noticed it, but like, I feel like sometimes I get more bites when I twitch the popper, like when I twitch the popper up like this. I feel like that has triggered bites more than other ways to pop it. I'm not even kidding. And maybe that one would have hit it no matter how I popped it. But I'm telling you, like, I have kind of experimented working this bait differently. And in the beginning, I would just work it like this, like kind of side. But when I pop it like this, I don't know, it just seems to trigger a few more bites. It's harder to fish it like this. What do you guys think? You guys ever done that or noticed that with a popper? Kind of rod tip up. It's interesting though. Catch up. That's how I know it's a better fish, when it starts peeling my drag. Like little pockets of fish. Man, he felt way bigger than that. Like way bigger. If I lost that fish, you know that fish would have been like a 3-pounder at least. Change over to a little bit bigger frog because I see a couple of duckweed mats back there and I want to displace a little more of that mat with a bigger frog. I think we're going to get bits, so we got to be prepared. Got to be prepared for those frogfish. Okay, I think we're ready to catch one on the frog. I think. Should be one under one of these mats. That was quite surprising. Guarantee at least one frogfish by the end of the day. Just, we're running into this kind of stuff enough where just sheer odds we'll catch one. I feel like that duckweed's the perfect thickness too. Like, it's not too thick, it's not too thin. Like these these fish should be super easy to trick. I know eventually, right? Eventually. A little bit better size too. Fat one. Yeah, it's fun. Poppers, you know, popper bites are fun, but frogfish are a little bit more fun. Oh, right where he's supposed to be, under that duckweed. Oh, wow. That one choked it. Man, I was just about to put down the frog too. Oh. Man, that is a thick fish. I wonder how many frogs you got in your belly, dude. Oh. That's why we frogfish right there. That's a nice one. Okay, maybe the frog bite's turning on. I got 2 bites in like 2 minutes, so I think I gotta keep throwing it. You know, I got this all wrong. Those fish that were jumping earlier, I bet you they were like shad. Because I'm seeing tons of what I thought was fry. These are not fry. These are all shad. So this shad may have just come up here to spawn. It would make a lot of sense. Crazy. They're all spawning in these like vines. Thousands, hundreds of thousands probably. Oh boy, we're coming up on some good looking stuff. There we go. Look at that one. Another meaty one. That one just kind of sucked it under. Yeah, it's got some sores on him. Man, we just knew there was going to be a frog bite in there. I'm not saying just because of the duckweed. I'm saying because the tide's moving, the wind's going. A lot of factors put these fish in the place where they should eat a frog. You know what? I was just thinking in my head, I am at a weird angle to set the hook. Stupid. That was totally just bad judgment call right there. You can hear some big bullfrogs live around here. I'm sure it's on the menu. You'd think like them croaking like that would not be a smart move. And all these bass around. It's getting a little too hard for them to come up for a frog up over here. Wow. Today's like a classic Delta day. Little popper, little frog, little punch. I mean, just missing the chatterbait, and it's a straight up Delta best baits you can use. Alrighty. A little punch action in my life. Love hearing that line squeal. This is what the Delta's supposed to be like. Topwater, frog, punching, just fun, close quarters fishing. Oh, I thought we had one right there. I feel like he spit it. See me wind up right there? It's about to pop. Felt like he spit it though. Also gotta be really freaking careful. I saw you lose an eye. Oh no. I don't know if we're getting that knot out. Alright, I'll show you guys how I rig the punch. Sure most of you know, but for those who don't, here she is. Bobber stops. Since we're using a heavier weight, I use 2. Keep that weight better pinned. Slide these dudes up. Next goes, depends on the cover, but right here we're using a 1 ounce weight, which seems to get down pretty good. It's not too much, but it's able to punch through. We got a Trokar 3/0 straight shank hook. So that's a big stout hook. We're gonna snell knot this hook. 65-pound P-line braid, of course. Can't believe I used to use 50, but knock on wood, nothing bad has happened as far as line goes. Okay, that's pretty good. And just cinch that down. I'm gonna cut off tag end. We'll leave a little bit just in case the knot slips, which usually doesn't. The old Rage Menace, nice slim profile bait that gets through that cover, but still has a lot of action. Black and blue, good color choice. And we just take our weights, our stops, and that's it. That's the rig right there. Throw it into the thick stuff, let it sink, pop it up a couple of times, and make another cast. Deadly technique when they're biting it. Oh my god. Oh wow. What the hey? I wasn't expecting it right there. We're in like less than a foot of water. Oh. Wow. Alright. Man, that is a nice kayak bass. Real nice kayak bass. Nice and long. Thank you, sir. These fish can be incredibly shallow sometimes. Wow, that fish was in literally less than a foot of water. Punch is still working. That one hidden on the fall. Felt a little dink. Oh, dang. Well, that's gonna happen. That's good. Oh, he's on there still. He is still on there. Oh my god, this is wild. Oh, look at that guy. Whew, in the jungle. In the jungle. That one schooled me. I got lucky, stayed on. Seeing a bunch of big dead crawfish pinchers too. Oh my god, my hand slipped. Did you see that? My hand slipped. Not good. Not good. I was getting all, trying to get all fancy talking about the crawfish pinchers. Oh, man, lost that one too. May have had a little bit too much slack in my line right there. Seriously? Over 3. 3 fish in a row that came off. Got all cocky, thinking we could just jack these fish, but last few taking me to school. Oh no, that could be very bad, folks. I just hit that tip real hard. Damn, I remember I broke a rod one time like that. Shoot. Remember I broke a rod one time. I set the hook and I missed and the weight hit the rod, and the next time I threw the rod, she snapped. Oh. This is the patch right here. It's the patch coming up. The viniest, gnarliest stuff is where I'm getting bites. Just gotta be ready. I'm ready, come on. Yep, we knew that would happen. That sucks. And the fish came off. Dang, that's like a really nice rod too. Well, that's the end of my punching day. Well, that's the only way I've ever broken a rod. Is when I've set the hook and I've missed and the tungsten weight came and hit the rod. That's a bummer. That's a nice rod. That's a nice rod. But it is what it is. That's fishing. Unfortunately, gear is gonna break. That's a bummer. We were definitely on a nice little punch bite there. bittersweet day. Bittersweet day. Excellent day of fishing. Caught them probably some of the most fun ways you can catch bass on the Delta, or anywhere for that matter. Caught them on a popper, caught them on a frog, and caught some nice fish punching. However, our day was cut short because our punch rod, rest in peace, unfortunately took a 1 ounce tungsten weight about mid shaft, and the very next hook set she snapped. So RIP to the Dobbins flipping and pitching rod, the punching rod, which unfortunately was the rod that I caught my PB on the Delta with last year, but it is what it is. Equipment doesn't last forever. It happens. Lesson to everyone out there, be careful when you're setting the hook onto nothing and missing fish. Try not to let your tungsten weight hit your rod, because that's the second time I've broken a rod doing that exact same thing. Anyways guys, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, thank you guys for coming along, for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.